Alrighty, looks like we are just about ready to start the next run, which is going to be Rad Raygun All Bosses by Turbodog702. Take it away, Turbo.
Hello everybody, this is Turbodog702. This is Rad Raygun. It's an Xbox Live indie game. It's about $1 and it's a pretty fantastic speed game for $1. Would you guys in the back like to introduce yourself for this like 10-minute run?
Yo, I am Campy. I've never run this game. It looks like a Mega Man clone though, but I'm excited.
Oh, they're not mic'd up.
I'm the only one mic'd up. I got my awesome commentators right next to me. I got Sick Sock Monkey and Bebo. So we are ready whenever you are, Turbo, to get going.
Alright, so on go. Yep. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Maybe not. Hold on.
Get that reset.
Okay, it's because it played the demo. Okay, we ready? Good again? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So, we're in Washington, D.C., and now we're in Berlin. Don't worry about it. This game does have a built-in stage select, and it's actually faster to go to Berlin because we're going to get a power-up that's air backdash. And air backdash is extremely broken. You're going to see more about that in just a moment. So, Rad Raygun is a questionably programmed game, let's say. There's a lot of walls that just don't actually have collision. And it turns out when you have air backdash, you can just kind of fly.
What the heck?
So we get a nice little view of the stage underneath us. We do want to drop down here, though, because we want to get the slide dash power up. And then we're going to super jump out, so it's all good. So right now, we are super out of bounds in a place that the game doesn't want us to be in. And we are skipping the entirety of the first stage. You're going to see a pattern of this as I continue here.
This is a great game. How'd you find this? You just
I heard a review from, at the time it was Happy Video Game Nerd, but he's now Stop Skeletons from Fighting, Derek Alexander. And then I saw a speedrun by PJ at GDQ, and I was like, this game's awesome. I need to get it on this. I just grabbed this ladder from like 3 character lengths away. It's okay.
Would you say that this game is pretty
Rad?
I was gonna say interesting, but okay.
You just zipped.
No, I just sliding into the DMs. No big.
My guy.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Who do you?
Oh, wow.
Who's this boss?
She is being a real champ right now. There we go. So funny thing about this boss is even though she has 0 life, she doesn't actually die until I stop shooting her. But we just got rid of Goth Girlfriend. And we're going to move on to Afghanistan. This game has a fantastic soundtrack with a lot of filthy chiptune bangers here. Hopefully it's coming through. Very important that I don't mess up the movement here because everything does like 1/3 of my health and damage on this stage. So much like a Mega Man game, you do have access to a slide. And for mixing it up, we do slide into backdash here. Just have some fun. Nice little cameo by Tiny Tank. Shoutouts to PlayStation era.
You are so high.
So there is a lot of really, really amazing speed tech inside of this game, but it's also really, really hard to optimize. And even though this looks like I'm skipping a lot of stuff, and I am, there's a lot of clips in this that are extremely picky and finicky. So we're going to hope that things go for the best. We're going to zip up through this wall, skip about 50% of the stage here. We now have arc shot. Arc shot is like an arcing shot that shoots a grenade.
Wow.
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 Okay, I better stop now before the Illuminati gets me. We're going to be getting another zip here in just a moment. So one of the cool things about this game is a lot of the tech that you're seeing me use, you can actually buffer quite a bit of it. Campy, would you kind of like to talk about what buffering something means?
So you pretty much setting it up and then counting frames, like getting everything set up to be able to do the trick.
Well, in this case, buffering is like I can hold down a button, and by doing something, it'll cause that button's action to come out instantly.
Yeah.
And in this case, like I can hold the slide button and tap down, and the down will cancel the slide, and then I immediately slide on the next available frame, which is pretty sweet. I use a similar thing for the flight also. Let's just slide into the DMs here, this tank.
So this is just pretty much button mashing, just constantly through.
So like, this tank is one of the major parts of RNG in this route. So this is why, even though this is like a 10-minute game, the estimate is kind of radically different. I didn't mean to do that pun, but I guess I'll go with it. And this is the thing, is like, he can just decide not to transform, and I need him to switch forms in order to deal damage to him. There's one other boss that's a huge problem in regards to this.
Oh, there we go. He's a transformer. What the heck?
So that's ideally what you want him to do at the beginning of the fight, is do a double shot, but obviously it's not realistic all the time. So now we're back in Berlin, and we're going to do one of the hardest clips in the game, and hopefully it cooperates with us on the first attempt. This is definitely where good runs go to die. Okay. Nice, got it. So that's a really, really tricky clip because you have to jump very specifically to get into that range. And if you fall too low in that screen I was in, you actually die instantly. So it's very positionally dependent. Oh, please get over that. There we go. So nice little contra wall here. This is supposed to be the Berlin Wall.
It's never looked this good.
It's never looked to this Game Boyish. So of note, there is a Super Rad Raygun that's available on Steam, which is a very different game than this. It's probably the better casual experience, but this game's speedrun tech is so amazing. It has all the things that I love in a speedrun. It has tons of sequence breaks, tons of glitches, out of bounds, a lot of speed tech, like actually just the ability to move around quickly.
The movement seems like super solid, like just it flows. I'm not seeing like how you're controlling or like using the controller, but it just seems like you can mash everything together and just keep going.
And that is kind of one of the things that I really didn't care for with the Super Rad Raygun, is while a lot of the jumping mechanics got fixed, I feel like, you kind of lost some other things.
This feels like a Richter run, like just by constant air slashing.
So what I actually wanted to do was do a super jump to get up this, but because I kind of missed it, we had to take a little bit of an alternate strat where we infinite jump to the top. So this is the other major RNG boss. I need him to do a flame rush in order to deal damage to him. If he doesn't do that flame rush, then when I try to kill him, he will regenerate all of his health, or a large portion of it. He can still do it after the flame rush, so it's not like it's free.
Wow.
Yeah, see, he got it off there. So I pushed it a little bit too much. I probably should have waited a slight bit more, but that's okay. Ideally, you want him to rush twice, and then you just smoke him after that. So we're waiting for him to charge again. There we go.
Nice.
We got him. So moving on to the last stage of the game, great old Grand Pooh Bear country. We're going to Moscow to liberate people from the Soviet Union. This game has a lot of like kind of just comedic overtones with the whole, all the different things that were happening inside of the 80s. This game takes place in 1980X, so clear homage to like both
Cold War
Mega
and
Man
stuff.
and kind of pop culture of the 80s. So very important that we don't go too far there, or else we would run into those spikes. But we do want to stay on top of this stage. So this features some of the most finicky clips inside of the game, so we're going to hope that we don't have to restart the stage. So clip into this roof right here. So funny thing, when you have the arc shot, you can actually use it to drop off of ladders. It's the only way to drop off of ladders efficiently also, so that's one of the nice things that you use it for. You also noticed I used it to kill the Contra boss, but you might even see it on the final boss here, depending on which strat I have to use.
Was that a satellite you killed?
Maybe? It was actually a, what's the name of it? Sputnik.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't want
It was
to mess it
Sputnik.
up. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Sputnik. It was a satellite. But I was like, well,
Okay. So this is kind of a dangerous spot, because if I move too high on this screen during that clip, I can actually die.
Is that a kill box up there?
That is.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That's not great. Okay, so... All right, we're going to try this again, I guess. Where am I at? Okay, so we're going to have to backtrack a little bit. Because we ended up falling through the stage. This was a problem that I was having about a week before the event, unfortunately, is I discovered that you can actually fall back down out of that, which is not supposed to happen and is very inconsistent when it does occur. So not very fun, especially when you have to do this again. Luckily, I was in a place where I wasn't going to die instantly from that. Okay, so you really don't want to backdash across stages because this can happen, where you get kind of multiple screen transitions. Okay. Please?
So that whole glowing part up top is a kill box?
It's a kill box until now.
Okay.
So now we're doing a final clip for the game. This one's kind of finicky as well, so we're going to hope we get it. Okay. And if we don't get it in the first couple attempts, then there is a backup. So actually, can I do it from here? Yeah, sure. That works.
This new strats. Let's go.
That works too. Okay, so ideally, the first two phases of the boss go well from patterns. This pattern's set for the first boss, so you just mash him down. This guy can do different things, and then we're going to try to get an out of bounds to kill the last boss quicker, but we'll see.
Dude.
Yeah, he's being a little bit of a jerk here.
It's so cool looking now.
I'm actually really low on health also. Please? Damn.
Oh.
Yeah.
He got you.
I tried to push it too much there. Where's it going to put me? I'm actually curious. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Here's good. So that was unfortunate, but I had just taken too much stage after coming back inbounds from failing the clip the first time. So that's where that went down. That's okay, though. We'll just finish up on him right quick. So hopefully we can get this. And it's not going to let us. That's fine. So arc shot, you can immediately shoot the next one after the first one disappears. So it makes DPSing down that boss pretty easy. So now we're just going to kill ourselves by just chilling at the bottom of the screen here. And that's going to be time.
Wow. That was really fast.
So under 12 is a touch on the slow side, but considering we got a really, really bad clip on Moscow and had to recover, I'd say that's totally fine. Nothing bad happened for the next 30 years. Nothing.
Nothing.
But that was super Rad Raygun. Super, super awesome speed game. I'd hope to push it a little bit more before I move on to other ventures. But fantastic game. It's only $1 on there. And if you like the concept of this, but maybe the jumping looks a little bit odd or something looks off to you, you can always look at Super Rad Raygun on Steam. And hopefully, at some point, they bring this game to Steam or some other digital outlet. But this is Turbodog702. We're going to be moving on to another run here coming up. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and enjoy more Calithon.
Thank you very much, Turbodog, for that rad run. That was actually pretty cool. So, up next we have Kalimba by Celestix. So, stick around. Real